Hello, folks. Trying to get the lighting together like always because let's see, I'll turn this a little bit so you can see my red light therapy. I love my red light therapy. Doesn't look too appealing online, but I don't know, it's kind of becoming my signature color while I'm doing my lives. So, hi. I'm hoping at some point as I get better um, able to be on a schedule and like kind of let people know when I'm going to go live. I'm kind of right now just don't know when it's actually going to happen. So I said it's Manic Monday. It's Tuesday. I've lost a whole day somewhere. Uh, who out there is like somewhat discombobulated like me sometimes? So yeah, I totally on the have to change the title because it's Tuesday. Hello. Um, but yeah, I've been watching a few other of my favorite creators that are online. And I'm going to just pull this up because she was talking about life and questions. And she said, life begins when you ask the right questions. One day soon, I will kind of pop her information into this comment feed. So if any of you want to see her, I think she's awesome. Some of you may already know her. Um, Chantel, I think maybe. Um, she puts this blurb in the back of her head and says, we're not worried about body count. Um, because I'm really on a push to bring awareness to um, this dysfunctional and toxic environment that so many women are subject to. And I get it, men. Some of you are too. Some women are not the best either. Um, and men die at the hands of women on occasion, but we truly are in an epidemic at this point. Um, with so many, my stance is that men don't have to get married. You don't like women, you don't like their attitudes, you don't think they're submissive enough, you don't have to be with them. Like, you just don't have to be with them. So I was specifically thinking about this question: life begins when you ask the right questions. So I just love that because in this season of my life, I truly want to be asking the right questions. I want to, and I do, I meditate, and I feel like in my meditations, I ask myself a lot of things. Hopefully, I'm listening more than I'm asking um, in those moments. But the questions are like that I came up with. I actually did this alchemy of self. This guy Iman, he runs he has a program for sale, but within the program you can do alchemy of self, and it was really eye opening for me. Um, Kind of just how it took me from where I was in my childhood and teenage years into now, and all of the questions that were being answered were from my perspective, from what I had been through, and how my perception of those moments were, and then how there could be a shift in that perception so that it didn't seem so um, agonizing or detrimental or heavy. And so it really took in these 20 pages to kind of reframe um, those thought processes, those thought patterns, and to see exactly how, as children, when we go through really traumatic situations, and some of them aren't even that traumatic, right? Like, um, one of the memories I had when I was going through that system was when a teacher had told me, my mom got on her too, but a teacher had told me, "Oh, I was a little bit of a perfectionist, like I did the whole calligraphy thing, and my writing had to be just perfect, and I'd have to just erase everything if it didn't look to my standard. And she, with a straight face, came over to me, and I think I was missing recess. I was sitting at the table, at my desk, and nobody else was there. And she was like, yeah, you probably don't have to worry about that. Um, you know, you're you're probably going to be, a housewife or some kind of domestic worker, maybe at the most a secretary. You're not going to, you'll learn a typewriter at that point. You're not going to have to be this much of a perfectionist. And oh my god, the jumbly stuff in my brain and all the alarms that went off were just crazy. I don't know who's at my door, but I'm on a live. What's up? Yeah, go ahead. You don't have to ask. Sorry, that was my 16-year-old son. He didn't know I was in here doing a live. So, isn't that the way though? You're always the kids, like whenever they were younger, that was always what me and my friends would laugh about. Like nobody was around until you were busy doing something, and then here they come. So yeah. So what are some of the right questions you guys have? Like, are you asking yourself questions? Do you have, as it relates to your career or your relationships or where your status is at this particular junction in time in your life? Are you asking the right questions? Do you know what the right questions are? Um, do you have support systems and people that can help you determine those questions and what the right ones are? So I'd love to hear back from you and have these discussions. And I've been approached by a couple people that said they would love to get on the live with me and we can banter back and forth about some topics. So I'll be probably doing that within the next 30 to 60 days once I get comfortable doing this all on my own. So, yeah. Are there any right questions I could? Yeah. And so, with that alchemy of self that I came up with, that I had to do, um, I think I did ask myself some questions. The biggest question always is why. In the 19-year relationship that I was in, what was the reason that I stayed, and what was the reason that at the first sign of trouble or the first red flags, why didn't I just jet? You know, because they definitely were there, but the space that I was in, I know some of the spaces that I was in at the time. I had left a relationship that I thought I was going to be in for the long haul, and um, it didn't happen that way. And so the person that I ended up going to kind of fulfilled some of those things that were lacking in that relationship, i.e., kids. He was very, my ex at that time was very clear that he didn't want to have kids. Well, he wasn't when I met him. let's go there. So when I met him, oh yeah, I'm open to it. Yeah, I could see that. And then, fast forward to buying a house together and getting all set up, and then the story changed, you know, very quickly, uh, and not very quickly. Like I didn't really broach it until time had passed, and I mean, maybe it wasn't that much time, but some things had happened that made us really look to what we were going to do, on that level. And the at that point, the whole story had just changed. So, um, from the outside looking in, with the person I then selected, it looked like it was going to be good. It looked like I was going to have all my dreams fulfilled, and this person was, just hadn't found the right person. that's that's a red flag, ladies. So for those of you that don't know, like, oh, the three whole women that I was with before, no one supported me, and no one had my best interest at heart or really truly loved me. So, you know, here comes me, I the savior, like I'm going to be that woman that loves you into your healing. So my red light just went off. I might leave it off for a minute. So, yeah. So actually I kind of need it. It's like it actually is still helping my arm. Oh, and for those of you that were following me originally because of the wrist thing, the original wellness issue, it's doing much better. I don't have full mobility like I do in my right, but it's much better. I'm starting to see the lines in my hand, and it doesn't look so alien-esque anymore. But it's still, like, when I do things like this and this, it still hurts like a Dickens. And I don't know if I'm ever going to get the mobility where it's going to go all the way. See, if you look at it that way, you can see, like, how bad the mobility is. So if any of y'all know about any newfangled machine, or some old, I mean, I've been doing the Comfrey, still doing that. But if you know some newfangled, I mean, I've done ice baths and hot saunas and the red light. For those of you who may have any hair follicle issues and growing your hair, I do my arm is gaining some hairy part. Like, I have no hair on this arm and hair here. So I've heard that the red light um, helps your hair follicles. So, if you like put your head right on there, and if you find yourself getting a little thin up there, the red light therapy might be the answer. I will be promoting these on my TikTok channel at some point in time, but they're having a problem posting that up. So I don't know, maybe I'll go with them through a different route and just like do a link with Amazon here on YouTube. But yeah, I think this red light machine is amazing. I've really enjoyed using it, and I really do think it's helped um, with key components of the healing of my hand, because I opted for no surgery. So I'm really kind of impressed with how regular it feels now. Still a bit swollen, um, not full supination yet, like this hand. So almost, though, not terrible. So um, I'm a little longer this time. I'm trying to do, not more than 15 minutes or so until um, I get, you know, actual people that are on the live. So hopefully that's coming at some point in time. But yeah, right questions. I love to hear back from you. I really love to see your comments. I'd love to see you to subscribe. I'd love to see you give me a thumbs up. I'd love to just be able to interact more and do more lives, because I really do like. I really do love YouTube. I've been watching YouTube and my favorite YouTube people forever, and I'm definitely a scroller. I definitely will stay on YouTube way too long. But I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from YouTube, and um, actually, that was a big part of how I think I was able to really gather the courage to leave my really bad situation behind. So yeah, that was. There's a lot of people instrumental. Dr. Romani, um, mental illness. If any of you are in any diabolical, toxic, dysfunctional narcissistic relationships. Those are two really good people just right off the bat that I could name. There are many, many, many more. Um, but those are the two that come to mind right now. And there's some new people too. I think Laura, I might be saying her name wrong, Laura Mack. Um, she's like one of those house designers. She's awesome, and, she's currently going through all of her stuff, like, in real time, so, um, she's really a joy to watch and seeing how she's gotten out of some things, and there's this one woman, she's no, not Alyssa. I have to get her name too. She moved clear out of the States. She's like a woman after my own heart because she now lives, I believe, in Vietnam or Thailand, and took her son, and her story was really brutal, like really like not like he beat her up a lot or anything, but she was sick and, you know, um, narcissists, I don't know if you guys know, don't like you to be sick because, that's messing with their time and their money. So, yeah, it was really, really sad. Um, well, until it wasn't, because she's, like, living her best life now, and, yeah, so I'll give you some of those tips and tricks for those of you that, have any questions on that, if you do. That's kind of where my, uh, are we asking the right questions is coming from, because I think also when we're in these, difficult relationships, I think we stop our brain just kind of stops working, and we're not asking the questions, and we're not really looking at the facts the way they're really being presented to us. We're such in survival mode, and that's what came out in that write up about, where I've landed. I actually would love to just read one more um real quick. So, in this one part, it says, "Still, your strengths are not theoretical, they're real. Your orderliness, your hygiene, your presentation, your instinct to create beauty and structure around you, that's not vanity. That's your way of building safety where you can. Your clean house, your clean car are not just preferences, they're evidence that your body feels more regulated when your environment is contained. Your style, your professionalism, your care with appearance, your meditation, your desire to heal people, all of it points to a woman who deeply values dignity. That matters a lot because underneath the fatigue and the self doubt, you are someone who wants to live with intention, not just survive day to day." And oh my goodness, did that have me bawling like a baby? Um, because it takes and puts the focus in a totally different place. It totally shows yourself in, shows yourself to yourself in a totally different light. Like, you haven't been demolished by circumstances and situations, but you've been elevated by them. And further, now you have an opportunity to ask the right questions. Where am I going? You know, you're no longer in the past saying, "How did I get here?" We don't want to ask those. At some point, you want to leave that behind. I love the quote in the song of Sting has a song. It says, "Everyone has to leave their darkness sometimes," and that's the season I'm in. I'm on to the bigger, better things, asking the questions for the next steps. So I welcome you to be in that place too, if this resonates with you, and for us to ask those questions together. So um, I will maybe pin a couple of my own questions that I did come up with, that kind of make me feel like I'm just in the forward trajectory and moving on beyond all the hurt and pain of the past. And let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to all the good stuff. I will be letting you guys know I'll be doing another channel for my cruises and cruise retreats, because I'm a really big cruiser. Um, I'll be going away this year, and you guys are welcome to come if anyone's never cruised and need kind of like a cruise diva that can show you the ropes. And yeah, I like to do that. And I'm actually doing that for someone coming up in May. And then I'm doing it with my family in November, but I'm also willing to invite some of y'all along with us if you'd like to do that. All right. So have a really, really great evening. I was glad I was able to jump on here today, and I look forward to seeing you at the next live. And I look forward to being able to have some folks on one of my lives hopefully soon. So come on, YouTube, push those algorithms. But again, that only happens if you guys like the content. And so if there's something more you'd like to know or see, and of course, I have lots of stuff running around in this head of mine. So I just have to get it out on paper and really, garner it all together and put it in some kind of sequential sequence. Although some people have told me it's not necessary, that they like it how it is. So we'll see how the coming days and weeks and months go. But thank you. It's a wellness thing. Go ahead and take care of your health. You are the most important person in your life at this point, because without you, nothing else happens. And we'll see you next time. I don't know how to stop this. Okay, I'm gonna end up having to edit this because usually I have a little stop button and I don't have a stop button. Oh, end stream, that's right there. I think it's been a long day, so I think I'm gonna go to sleep and have a really good sleep, and maybe not get up until 3 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow. So thank you again. Bye.